Right. We have been slacking on videos because we have been just absolutely covered up with late winter and spring planting. Worked until after dark last night putting some dwarf cherry trees in the ground. I've got 4 more here. It's got to go in this morning. I've got to go get some planting mix and shovels. You can see my hair's still wet this morning. Straight out of the shower, straight to work. The ducks are giving their opinion. Very vocal about it. So we've got a lot going on. We have siding for the ends of the greenhouse, high tunnel. We have a double door for the high tunnel. This is our plant shippers. This is our heater for the greenhouse. Here is our vent. Here is the vent fan and the vent for it. Here is our project propagation room that'll build on to the one we've already got. This will almost triple the size of the current one. So we're working on it. Give you a little bit of a walk around here. Now, these peppers and eggplants and tomatoes will have to go back in this weekend because we're going to get down to 35 degrees. They don't like that. But the kale and everything that we've got sitting around, they can handle it. Sorry about that. About running into a stool with the camera. I am getting the lights on in the barn. Getting things ready to go. I got to get my shovels. Two shovels. No, I'm not good enough to use 2 shovels. Hopefully help will show up eventually. Early morning. Yesterday was an even earlier morning. Lots of work to do. Not a lot of time to do it. Alright, before I start this project, I thought y'all would like a tour of what's going on the farm. Most things are in bud or in bloom. So, dwarf everbearing mulberry. You can see we have growth. That's awesome. This is our gala tree that's being multi-grafted. Let's see if we can get you. Right there. Yeah, this is what we want to see. Roosters are letting us know they're up and awake. I've got mowing to do. Won't get done today. We hopefully got rain on the way. This is our sickly little plum cot. It's never been well, but it's actually starting to heal up. It's had a lot of problems, but it's starting to heal up. Look how beautiful them blooms are. But look at the view in our upper orchard. Look at that. Isn't that stunning? So let's take a walk through and let you see what's going on. Okay, here we have a sweet treat pluary. Just see what weather does. East Tennessee don't agree with these, and we knew that when we planted them, but we'll see. This is a sweet gem pluary. Had to think for a second. Look at these beautiful pink blooms. Stunning tree. This one, well, I don't know off the top of my head. That may be a Belle of Georgia. And we're starting to push here. Our apples looking good. Some green growth coming. Same thing here. That's our Macintosh tree. I cut it way back. We're pushing growth on it. Let's see. This may be Contender. No, sorry. These two are Belle of Georgia. It's weird that the one Belle of Georgia is way behind the other one on opening blooms. Can you see these blooms? And see here, we got several not even open. This tree is almost all open. Virtually every bloom. Was happy the other day to see some native pollinators at work. Honeybees ain't out yet, but man, there's some native little small pollinators working. Oh, this is an all rosa plum. You want something pretty in your yard? Check out that all rosa. Ain't that gorgeous? Why would you ever want to plant a Bradford pear? Just wow, stunning. Look how pretty. This is a beauty plum. Now, I took a whole main trunk out of that tree this year, slendering it up a little bit. Oh, this was an accidental plant of an ornamental plum. We had bought a Ozark Premier plum, and there's an Ozark ornamental, and there's an Ozark fruiting. We had bought a fruiting variety, and it died, had a warranty, so we took it back. They replaced it. They accidentally gave us an ornamental variety. So after we figured out what was going on, I started a few years ago cutting this tree back and making it what I wanted it to be. So it's got about 8 to 10 grafts on it right now. We're loving it. This is our Contender. Them big showy blooms. We have a July Prince here. See, we got a little bit later bloom activity going on. We've got some blooms open. We got some later bloom activity going on too. Now these, we have 7. And this is what we call Tiff's Peach. This is an amazing peach producer, except for East Tennessee likes to take it out with frost and freezes. My wife planted these from seeds, and they are absolutely delicious. Okay, this is our Arctic Fantasy Nectarine. I think it has one of the biggest blossoms in the orchard. Noticing here on it that the blooms are in all different stages. We have See here? We have everything from really tight blooms all the way. There's a mid-sized bloom to fully open. Look at that beautiful cluster. So this was one the top died on, so I grafted it over last year. All the grafts, but I think one took. I will need to regraft that after this weekend. I'm waiting until this cold snap goes away. This is a nectarine. This is we have Arctic Fantasy and wow, I'm drawing a blank. Arctic Fantasy. I want to read the tag. Let's get down here and look at our tag. Oh yeah, that's a Rose Princess Nectarine. Look at how them blooms are stacked on that tree. So, Santa Rosa Plum. Now we get on these seeded trees that Tiffany grew from seed, there's some differences. Differences in the size of the blooms, differences in when they bloom out, and everything. These blooms are smaller and a little bit not as pretty, I'll say, as some of the other ones. I'll take you up here and show you. This is a Methley plum. Methley. Beautiful, beautiful blooms all over that tree. We're really hoping for a fruit set this year. See what the weather does. But this is, we have two of these trees that are completely different. This is the same seed, from the same seeds, same peaches, but look at them blooms. And these bloom out a little bit earlier. And they have some massive blooms on them. Really big ones. This one I cut way back. It was just getting too big. So we had to do some cutting on it. Had some damage. But brought her back in. If the weather permits, it'll still give me a good fruit crop. And then this, I think this one is my late red peach. And this one should be the Blaze Prince, or it's the other way around. Pretty confident this is Blaze Prince. Now this tree is going to get cut down if it doesn't fruit this year. It's continually been a problem. I'm not sure if it's because it's the corner tree or if it's just it doesn't work. It hasn't worked well in our climate, but it oozes. It's everywhere you cut it, it oozes. So I'm afraid we got a disease problem. And I got a tag on this tree. And yes, I had that right. That is my Blaze Prince. So nice blooms on it too. Okay. Here we have, these have already opened and started going away. Hopefully we're pollinated. This is, let me find my tag. This tree should have a tag in it. Yep, there it is. Let's look at this tag. Oh yeah, okay. That is my elephant heart. Elephant heart plum. And, oop, look here. I got some black knot creeping into this tree. I'll have to get up here and prune this out. This is a plum cot. That's all it was called. This came from someone else, and we picked it up at a tree sale, and it was labeled plum cot. I'm basically just showing you some of the stone fruits. I'm not getting into the apples. Oh, I don't see a tag. Obviously, it's a plum. This one may not be tagged. I guess we'll find out. Look at how tightly packed them blooms are. Obviously, if that all sets, I'm gonna be doing some heavy thinning. Heavy thinning. Here we have the Sweet Gem apricot. See if you can see how beautiful them blooms are on that tree. Maybe get me out of the way. Beautiful, beautiful. We have another pretty one. This tree got cut way back this year too. That is a June Princess Nectarine. So, up here is one my wife is craving to have a peach off of. We haven't got to have one yet. This is an Indian Blood Clean. Isn't that stunning? Let me step out a little bit so you can get a little better picture. Beautiful, beautiful. So, thought you'd just enjoy a little bit of a tour. So there you go. Now we got to get to planting trees. It's supposed to rain. I hope it does. Then I don't have to water the 75 strawberries we planted yesterday and the trees we planted last night. Well, technically planted strawberries yesterday evening, but so. All right, we're gonna get at it. Got some geese flying overhead. Always cool. Okay, y'all have a blessed day. Take care.